Oh, am I on? I'm on. Hey, excuse me. Just 1 second. What we're going to be doing is flying the Mustang again. I'm just trying to pick apart individual the individual kind of skills that I suck at, and then break them up into components and just kind of you know practice those until they become second nature. If you one of the coolest dudes I ever met said something like, if you fail the test becomes the exercise. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm using the Normandy map. Okay, let's go back. We got my, what I've kind of out of habit. This is kind of just like my personal Mustang now, Z79. And this is the paint job of the Revell model kit. 148 scale P-51D I built as a kid, except it said it was E2D, and the little sticker here, or the paint said Detroit Miss. You may have built the same kit back in the day. And in my parents' house, it's still hanging up. So anyway, so what we're doing, I'm lighten up the fuel, and I'm also learning to shoot without tracers, so as not to alert my prey. So that's what we're doing. And as for opposition, we have the standard for Focke-Wulf 190s. I'm sorry, scratch that. BF 109s. And the reason for this is I've got them set to kind of not react, and just to kind of be drones, and they're going to be kind of slow. Let's slow them down to, let's say, 280. And what we're doing is I'm trying to train out my kind of, I guess, buck fever. Because when I'm online and I see a 109, especially if it's in my gun sight, I do get kind of, let's say, overly twitchy about it. Because most times when I get shot down, actually, I'm trying to think. I don't think I've been shot down by anything except BF 109s online. Those are my only kills too. It's just that's the common. I mean, if I was flying red side in a scenario, that's probably what I would pick too. Maybe the Dora. I don't know. Speaking of, I think it's not tomorrow. What is today? It is Wednesday. In 2 days, I think, at some time. Friday, there's some kind of tournament or something happening on the 4-way A Project Overload server. Alright, so I can see the targets are down there below me. So what I'm going to try to do is get in the habit of attacking from, when I do attack from above with an energy advantage. I'll learn to maximize that. Which I'm not doing right now. Not nearly fast enough. I screwed that up already. But still, we're faster than them, so I'm going to make a slashing attack and pull back up. Good hits, not enough to kill it. I have reacted to my attack. Push my radiator up, full RPM. Where did they go? Here they are. Try and give a little more advantage this time. Trying to keep the chat open this time, unlike last time. So if you guys, if you happen to be watching, you want to give me some advice or tell me that I suck, that's cool too. I already know, that's why I'm practicing, guys. Yeah, you can chime in there. This is like my second stream, and like, still up. Okay, showed up to my last one. Thanks. That was super cool of you. Some good feedback. Some pretty complimentary stuff, so I always appreciate that. If you have anything like I could improve, I want to hear that too. I don't want to keep sucking. Just kind of sitting at the attack. Yeah, so I'm trying to simulate a kind of high altitude setup. Let's say escorting bombers. You're flying top cover on them. Income to 109s. I'm actually not quite high enough to simulate that. What are we at? Angels 25. Yeah, we're about right. And I set them to flight Angels 20. So it's not too far off. Let's check our speeds. Ours is up to 20 indicated. 6 knots. Right there, slightly slower. It's going to take a long time for me to catch up to like this, so let's unload. Now, had they been active AI, I would not have attacked that second target. I would have, either broken off or gone after the number 3 in their formation, not number 2. I wouldn't take it number 2 in front of you guys. That'd just be right. But looks like he's damaged enough to want to go home. Maybe he makes it, maybe he doesn't. The other 2 are. I lost my SA when I pulled up. Something else to learn about this when I pull up in the zoom part of Boom and Zoom. Need to pay attention to which way the target formation has gone. They're off to my right. Man, I lost my let's call that AI needs improvement. Yeah, the target's looks like I'm on the inside of their left-hand turn. That's good, so I can cut them off a little bit. This. Cloud to go. Another trick I'm trying to pick up is like visual references, because like even if you lose sight for like a split second and then you look down back at them, especially at a map like Normandy, it's like this lovely patchwork fields and little forests and stuff like that. Like you're gonna, it's very easy to mistake one landmark for the other. So you have a good visual memory, good spatial memory. That cloud, that particular L-shaped field. And that's good. Just the tip. Go home, buddy. You. The rule: attack the targets when they're in the sun. That's what it's supposed to be, right? Put them in the sun, and you attack from. Yeah. This is not going to be a boom and zoom attack. This is me doing a tracking shot and a slow steam target. That's just going to learn the Mustang is actually a lifting body design, little known fact. We don't need the wings. So we're going to start this over. Target fixation's a bitch. I can't even blame the wine this time. I ran out, so I can't quite do the job. Not that I have a problem. You have a problem. That's right. Go again. Yeah, so anybody who happened to have tuned into my last stream, I kind of got a little, how do you want to call it? Quasi-political? Historical, maybe? I'm going to try not to do that today. Just try and keep it all about the airplanes. I mean, I stand by what I said, every bit of it, but, you know, just kind of... I had a rough day. You guys did too, I'm sure. Everybody does. Just keep it light and fun. Let's do some murder. That'll, you know, aerial murder. Nothing like that. The bright one's there. Alright, he's on fire, so I'm going to break up. One setting. Flaps up. And I have lost my altitude advantage, so there's no... This is no longer a movement to attack. This is just freaking gunnery practice. Let's change that. The exercise of mental assumption. That's a more challenging shot. There we go, that's more like what we're left-hand turn. Slice there, turn off a little bit here, dive back in. This is not the most thrilling stream, guys. Had the right answer. Go home, buddy, you're drunk. And you too. This kind of made me wonder, as far as claiming kills and aircraft destroyed and stuff like that. Like, historically, gun camera did a lot, but like, what counts as a? I mean, you can look this up. You know, I think it counted if the guy bailed out, the airplane was clearly on fire, or like wings shot off, like foobar, you know, like totally wrecked. But like, let's say you shoot the shit out of this 109 here, and its radiator goes poof, and coolant's leaking all over the place, and he dies from the deck, and you're at 20,000 feet escorting bombers. You don't have time to, chase the guy down to verify if he hits the ground or not and explodes. Maybe he crash lands. Maybe he bellies in at the airport. Maybe he smacks the ground and distributes parts all over the countryside. Does that count? You can start to see how the numbers, when both sides try to, after the war, try to reconcile their wins and losses. Like, you can see how some confusion might arise. Like, to me, that the second guy just shot, I would say, oh, that's claim it as a problem. Like, he was smoking and he flew away. I don't think he's gonna make it back to the base. Who knows what the actual record shows? Not to mention the DCS damage model. You're on fire, dude. This is more like what I'm imagining it should look like. I will claim that as a kill, right? DCS doesn't though. Let's see, what do we got going on here? There's me. This guy gonna die. He's bailing out. That counts as a kill. I guess I got him all. Cool. Rat-a-tat. Let's do it again. No music this time because last time I just didn't even think about it. I just put on my favorite tunes, just put on a shuffle, and I'm sitting there chilling, enjoying it, and then I put the video goes into the live stream, what do you call it, archive, whatever, and like, and I was like, I got a copyright strike, and it's not a big deal, like it just doesn't feel right to me, so I took it down. So in case you're wondering. So I got to figure out what are the rules for streaming and playing music while you do that. I mean, you're rebroadcasting it technically, I guess, right? To an audience that the artist didn't agree to let you do, so that's probably not quite legal. And I'm a mediocre musician myself. Like, I mean, I'm so small, like, if somebody else played my music, I'd be flattered. Like, I'm like, hey, cool, I'm glad I got some exposure. But, like, the artists that I'm playing already have, like, names and careers and shit like that. They're actual musicians. And I probably don't agree. Yeah, probably, you used my shit, I didn't say you could do that, so where's my, give me my money, man. Like, I don't have any money, I didn't get any money. Doesn't matter, man, you broadcast some shit, you're in trouble. I don't know how it works, so, I'm just gonna not play music that isn't specifically authorized for. I don't know. I'll have to look into it and see what the pitfalls may be. I just don't want to be a thing about it. That was a shitty shot. Go home, buddy. You are holy. That would have been complete suicide just now. Flying in front of the damn formation like that. I have some 30mm holes in my tail feathers right now. Yeah. Psych. fire, dude. It's amazing how, depending on your range, how many bullets strike the convergence and the angle of hit and what component of the plane you hit. It's amazing the difference of the number of bullets it takes to score as a kill and not sometimes. Alright, you can... I need time now, dude. I'm running out of ammo. But like if you're just hitting... just hitting your non-violent area, you know, if you just keep spraying and not hitting any systems, he may not fly well, but he may keep flying, you know what I mean? Cheat a little bit. He looks fine. This guy, not quite so okay. Still under control though. Hang on a minute. Only one of these dudes got countered as a kill. Though I could have sworn one of them got lit on fire. I figured, oh, he's on fire, that's going to count for sure. He's going to... Boy, rapey. Are they trying to get in the damn landing pattern? Oh, you son of a... down there leaking, I presume, coolant. Let's go explain to him what we think of that. This is much more of a movie too. It's kind of what we're going for. So. That was horrible. I got no hits on that. This is why I'm practicing, ladies and gentlemen. Because apparently I need it quite badly. Better, but that was more boom and zooming. This is motion over that little town. Best turn is going to be maybe somewhere like this. it's probably time to restart this one. I think everything's all scrambled and I'm low on munitions. Take a shot at this guy. You're a bitch. You should be sad about yourself. Ashamed. I'm kind of surprised he didn't get any strikes on that one. Looks like he flew what should have been right through my bullet stream. Attack view will explain all, I'm sure. Oh. Damn it! Freaking track IR pitch. I'm really pulled with the 2 seconds of flat. Is this guy just doing donuts on the runway? Looks like he is. I should feel really sad about that guy. Alright, let's start this over. I'm going off script quite horribly here. Only counted 1 kill. This is why we practice. Not the most exciting thing in the world. It's just kind of nuts and bolts. Like, I'm faster and higher. Can I make the shot in a dive? You know, that's kind of what we're going for. If the speed disparity isn't high enough, there is no boom zoom. Like I'm just in a tail chase here, and I'm a little faster. I'm gaining on them, but it's not a. This is not what I'm trying to practice. But like I can't have them in my sights and just not like want to murder them. So. That's a runaway home. Chop chop. Probably need to set their speed for something a little more. Yeah, let's go back to the editor. I think that's my problem here. realistically, let's put them up at 25K. And drop their speed up to, let's say 250. And put me up at, say 28. And put me at 350, and let's give them a little bit more distance. Give me more time to do a bit of a run on them. Yeah, that might be a little more of a favorable setup to kind of get the practice in. It's totally artificial. Well, I'm trying to replicate specific stuff I've seen in campaigns and stuff like that, and like, okay, well, why did I fail? You know, set it up, try it again. You know, Mustang's strengths are up high, you know, slashing attacks, stay fast, you know, that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to learn how to use that, comfort zone. Develop the comfort zone, rather. Yeah, this is probably more like what I was thinking. I'm gonna come in insanely fast, where they can't catch me, really. I'm still losing lower, way above the altitude. So I'm over 21,000 feet, but the blower still cuts out. Why are you bastards turning? That was great physics, you saw it, right? Little known fact, the BF-109K6 featured a very, very, very short range experimental warp drive. That's what we're simulating here. They appear to exist, you know, ahead in two places at once if they go faster than light briefly. It's pretty sophisticated stuff. Yeah, you know, I gotta say, this is not, what the hell are you doing alive, bitch? You're not. Good run, good hits, but no kill. We have to bite the bullet, as it were, and load tracers back into my plane just to kind of, until I really get the intuition down. I think I might just tracers back in. You don't need your plane functioning, do you? He's on fire. No. Let's hunt down those stragglers. Yeah, not the most thrilling, thrilling stream. Not throwing any controversial opinions in to rage bait anyone this time. This looks like a good opportunity then. Altitude advantage, he's going the other direction. Okay, so do a geometry problem. And when do you make the turn? Another thing too, Mustangs like to yaw to the right. Damn it, sounds freaking horrible. Perfect opportunity and no hits. That's exactly why I'm running this scenario, so I keep doing that. Anyway, you gotta I gotta kick in a lot of left rudder in a dive. You probably experience that as well. There. Okay, that's more what I'm going for. Good strikes, but again, no kill. So we keep our energy up, assess and re-engage, and hopefully wear him down. Make some fire spit out. That's more what I'm going for. That's more what I was hoping. Look at this little bitch. What are you doing? That's right, get out. Get out of that piece of shit. What the hell is it? Well, I mean, I tore him up good. It's just they're we'll call it a gunnery problem. Because I'm not making strikes on the targets in sufficient volume in the right places to make a kill, a decisive kill. I'm hitting them, I'm screwing them up, but they're just not dying. Alright, it's progress, I guess. Let's do the cheat thing, and alright, let's go. It's gonna hit the ground one way or the other. Let's make sure it's an uncomfortable land. Want him to land in an uncomfortable place. The back of a Volkswagen. Where are you? Third. Yes. I hate it when they land because like the damage model becomes like really screwed up. Like to make a kill on a plane on the ground in DCS, I don't even know, to make it like register in the sim, like I don't even know what you need to hit. Do you have to kill the pilot? I don't know, man. I haven't figured that shit out yet, but let's make a go of it. He's fine. Flaps down. Flips up. Rudder. He's on fire. Does it count as a kill, though? That's my question. Yeah. Holy shit. Alright. Now you're pissing me off. Maybe I should focus my attention on that other one with the engine out that's still orbiting around somewhere. It doesn't matter. Something like that. Okay, yeah, I'm trying to also refine my aerobatics a little bit. Ugh. And I'm empty. Let's try that again. I'm getting somewhere with this. All right, let's do this again. Pushing that left rudder. The plane really wants to yaw to the right in a dive. Of course they're gonna turn. Okay, so what are we gonna do? Put myself on the inside of the turn. Let's do one of them lag displacement rolls. Those are cool. That's gonna put us in more of a pure, not moving through. This is a tracking shot, not the snapshots that I was trying to practice. But you know, these guys pissed me off last time, and I really just want to murder them. You're on fire. Enjoy that. And you. Easier spot now with that juice flowing out. Now I'm not going to attack the tail end Charlie because something's going to happen. He's going to try and catch up with the formation, and he's going to do some tadpole shit and split my shot. So let's try and shoot the leader here. Here we go. This is more what I was trying to practice. Diving, slashing attack, and the speed differential. Which I've lost. No, I'm not out of ammo. They jam? My guns jam? Son of a shit. Well, that's a first. Wonder if some debris came back and Bugs Bunny, you know, plugged my muzzles. kidding me? Yeah, one thing I'm learning from this stream also is that if I'm going to be doing this in the future, I definitely should have a drink in my hand. It really does go a long way. Out of ammo, or the guns are jammed. Again, that's weird. That's... So what did I get? 2 kills and 1 damage on that one? Not good enough, not good enough. Now we're getting somewhere. I lost sight. think I might change up the scenario here. I think I've got enough of this boom and zoom for today. Maybe do something a little more strafey. Some work to do, guys. Alright, so I've shot 3 down so far, and those are much more like what I was hoping to accomplish. Still can't quite do it reliably, but this is my first dedicated practicing session for just this. So, call it an improvement. That's 4. I'll call that good for this this session on the BNZ. Probably switch up to something else. Oh, let's see some more explosions. I feel like blowing some shit up. Right. Let's land this baby. I still have all 6 guns shooting too, so that's accuracy was better. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll take it as a pretty moderate success, let's say. Looking at me, Andy. Something's gonna break. Something broke. That's why it's a never exceed speed, folks. Alright, cool. Let's go front a little bit. Let's see. What else we got? Yeah, strafe some stuff. Man, I think it's probably bedtime for me. This is not a thrilling episode, guys. I know. I just figured I'd throw it up here. If you drop by, thanks. It's super awesome. Appreciate it. Any feedback? I know this is kind of like a, I want to say it's a chill session, but you could also call it boring if one were so inclined. There's nothing really fancy going on. Just flying. I'm not even shooting shit too much. But we're going to do some bombing. What I will do is talk about what works for me in bombing in these old warbirds or anything with like a manual bombing. I don't use the gun sights aside from like as a reference to make sure I'm not yawing, drifting left and right. What I do, I'll show you. You can evaluate my success or failure. Tell me if you want to follow this advice or not. But right below me when I started was a bunch of half tracks, and I'm going to try to bomb them. That's them right there. That's what I will do. I don't measure speed, I don't measure altitude. I'm not using a correct manual bombing technique. What I do is actually a hell of a lot simpler, and it has reasonable... Actually, I can generally hit what I'm aiming at most of the time. So I use my gun ports there, try to line up these my target with those. Or something close to it. I'm gonna roll in on them. Get kind of on it, and then right when they go below my visual, right below the gun sight, where when I can't see them anymore, I'll drop the bombs. And reasonable success. I hit it. So that's about how accurate I get. I used to be a lot more accurate with it. Then they changed the bomb blast radius, and I tend to get my Mustang caught in the blast a lot. So it was time to release. You gotta release. I think you have to pull up. I wouldn't want to go below 1200 AGL, 1500 preferably. Now let's I don't know. We strafe things that are on the ground, or we climb up and do some gunnery on those bitches up there. Leave those half tracks with the memories of watching their comrades get bombed by Mustang. But they were powerless to do anybody about that. They can go home, they can tell all their friends how terrifying it was. Because those guys are all assholes. I got good authority. These guys too, they're all assholes. They're all just flying around here acting like, you know. I mean, clearly they're flying like assholes. Look at them. Look at them just flying like that. Let's explain to them. I think the planes need a lot of half-inch holes in them. So the gun sight. I'm still going to try and do the fixed gun sight thing. I think I seem to be having a little more success with the fixed gun sight than the lead computer lately, but sometimes I'll throw that on there just kind of as a reference. Enough in the front of the 109s. This is a war emergency, so let's use war emergency power. The emergency is there are assholes in the airspace. This guy looks like a butthole. Just a real freaking major butthole. Oh, he's on fire. Now he's a flaming butthole. 2 flaming buttholes and 2 holy buttholes. There's a lot of buttholes around here in various states. You know what? I'm curious. These guys haven't shot at yet. Okay, he's gonna do a crashola into the ground. This guy's got some holes in his wing. Okay, so he just hasn't registered as a kill yet. The guy's not in there. He jumped out. Nah, whatever. Okay. There is a holy butthole. It's I'm trying to bring butthole back as an insult. It's like people are getting like pretty creative about it. Like, and like the word fuck is so useful for like everything. You know, there's that audio sketch, that comedy bit from several years ago, where it's like the usage of fuck can be used as like every sentence, every word in the entire sentence. And like, I don't have a problem with that. The biggest problem I have with that word is that it is so easy to use. Like, you don't have to think so much. You just say fuck the fuck beans. You're like fuck, and then any other noun, it becomes an insult. So like, you know, I remember when I was a kid, that word was like so offensive. Like, oh man, you could get in so much trouble. Like just by, you know, just by thinking it. Like, you were afraid to think it because you thought your parents might read your mind and be like, oh man, I'm gonna get in trouble for this. But now it's like so common. Like, professionals are using it in professional settings. Like, it's not bad anymore. Nobody gives a shit. But if you say something like butthole, they're like, everybody's like, what? It's like, yeah, and he's a stupid dumbhead. What? You're like, okay, man. But see, like, it's not the reaction you want, but it is a reaction, which is more than I can say for most kind of exclamations these days. Like, people are just so fucking jaded that, like, if you throw something just completely stupid and juvenile out there, like, yeah, well, you're a stupid duty head. It does give people at least a bit of a pause. They're like, what? Like they just weren't ready to hear that. So that's where I'm going. That's what I'm doing with my exclamations and insults or whatever you want to call them. Like, yeah, well, you know what? You're just a real butthole about this, dude. Just a total butthole. I'm not gonna say asshole. No, it's too mature. Just a butthole. Yeah, and your butthole and you're also a stupid duty head. More importantly, where is he? Let's cheat. He's off my over here somewhere. Is he co-alt or is he going down? Okay, there he is. Yeah, like, even in adulthood, like, most jokes are kind of like insults people tend to throw around at each other are like some kind of sex shit. I think it's time to put a pause to that. Just let it rest for a minute. Like, it's cool, but like, it's overdone. Like, yo mama jokes, which, you know, they're still pretty funny, but like, maybe it's time to give them a rest and just go completely benign and juvenile with it. Go, damn, man. I mean, nobody wants to be called a poop. Alright, that 190 got hit. I think I shot his aileron off. Looked like it. Let's see what he's doing. He's flying without an aileron. Okay. Hello, DCS. Let's see how many of these 109s we can get rid of with the remaining ammo, and I think it's probably time to call it an evening. I'll try and do a cool landing. I want to do a very low, very fast overhead brake as tight as possible, just to kind of... I don't know, it's not been my best flying this evening, and far from my best commentary. It's been kind of... this has been some unbuttered toast of a session. You know, you can get it down, but like, you know, wouldn't you rather have some jelly and peanut butter on that? Yes, I would. So sorry about that. You know, can't be awesome all the time. I can be mediocre most of the time now. Oh, don't tell me you're gonna do that stupid behavior, just like break off and do an emergency procedure. I am angry at that. 2 settings of flaps. I'm just gonna haul this nose around. Full freaking. Break my plane if I do that. So 1 setting of flaps. No settings of flaps. Just make sure this guy does not land successfully, because I didn't give him the gift of several 50 caliber bullets merely to have him survive. Like, I feel just unappreciated. I gave you those things. You're meant to die from them, not just like lazily glide into them. Runway. No, not counted. You know, I might be confident that he's going to crash into some trees. Some rudder, a little bit of flaps, a little bit of... It really is hard in this plane to, when these guys are flying that slow, it's I find it difficult to match their speed. Let's practice some deflection. There we go. Enjoy your barbecue, motherfucker. You poopy doopy doop. Head. Let's see. Put it into practice. What a horrific way to freaking die. I shouldn't be making jokes about that, but jeez Louise. Yeah, I guess I could. I have non-zero guilt in enjoying a combat simulator. I'm overthinking it. I know it's a game. It's a game. It's a simulator. But this is what I'm doing right now. It's like I'm over the Caucasus. You know, just what is this? What do you call this? Like an 80s or 90s technology setting, flying at warbirds. You know, I don't know. It's concocted, but like it does kind of gut check me sometimes flying. Especially reflected campaigns where it's like, well, this really happens. It's like, this is not good. We shouldn't have ended up here. If you didn't learn after the First World War, we had to do a second one to prove, you know, no, really, it sucks. We were serious the first time. We shouldn't be doing this. We still, as a species, haven't quite figured that out yet. And here I am, like, there's atrocities going on. You just Google it, man. It's horrific. I'm not going to get too far into that right now, but you don't have to look very far. Anywhere around the world to find horrible shit going on involving warfare. And here I am flying a plane. Had this been real, I just would have sentenced some young German dude to death by lighting his plane on fire. It's pretty rough. I mean, they had to do what they had to do. I understand the need, but that doesn't make it like why is that my hobby? Is there something fucking wrong with me? I just don't think about it too much. It's more about like destroying the machine, you know, in my head. every now and then I think, oh man, this really happened. That would have really been a dude. What really hits home is when you're escorting bombers and those B-17s open up their bellies and out comes like 500-pound bundles of death just pouring out into some French city, which is 80 kinds of effed because I mentioned this in one of my other videos. Maybe you haven't heard it. I don't know. I'm thinking about how screwed up this is because let's say there's a I don't know, let's say Allies have located a makeshift Focke-Wulf 190 factory in France somewhere, and they like, okay, well that's got to go, or at least we have to at least attack it to bring up the Luftwaffe because we need to destroy them. We can't just destroy their machines. We have to actually like kill their pilots because they can't replace those so well as they can replace the machines. This is some gnarly shit. So how much of that labor in that Focke-Wulf 190 factory was conscripted, forced labor, French citizens basically captured and forced to work there on pain of death for them or their families? I think it was like 20%. So in an effort to liberate France, who had already suffered under Nazi rule for 4 years or whatever, whenever the mission takes place, those poor dudes got conscripted, forced into forced labor, building weapons for the regime they hate to defend the Reich against the Allies, who's fighting to liberate you, who now has to bomb the factory that you're working in and light that on fire. So that's how many layers of jacked up is that? A lot. And that happened. It's not like this is a game, but it's not like merely one, because this is in some cases fairly historically, you know what I mean. It's a little more close to home than playing something like, I almost said Galaga. I don't know. What are you playing lately? Yeah, like Jedi Survivor, right? That's a pretty serious game actually when you get down to the story. It's just some dark shit, but at the end of the day, it's all fiction. If you're duplicating the events of World War II, like that shit happened not too long ago, and I would say we've learned precious little from those events based on recent human behavior. This is not going to decrease my enjoyment in DCS, however. Let's go do let's let this guy go, and let's blow our manifold. Let's see what kind of fun break we can do. I'd like to be able to do it over 40 miles per hour. Not doing the Spitfire approach, we're doing like a modified overhead brake is like pretty low. So let's not do the 1,000-foot one. That's really that's some rookie shit. Let's do like this. Alright, good. Left down. Bottom back. I don't even think my gear's all the way down yet. That's what I'm talking about. That's a pretty tight pattern. That's what she said. Not to me, though. Not to me. too damn fast. So we're gonna have to dump some speed. So let's do it like this. Ooh, ooh. Oh, way to spoil it good. Oh, man, I had to do that. Ah, well. Give myself a good 70% on that one. Anyway. I think that'll about do it for me. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you on the next one. Hopefully it'll suck less than this. I do want to do a video once I get my skills sufficient enough. What I want to do is a video on how to use this gun sight. Like this stream was not going to inspire any confidence in my knowledge about that. But here, let's shut this thing down. I'm gonna go to 1500. Shut that off. Clear those out. Boom, boom. Good. That. Yeah. Okay. And a spent. Okay, so yeah, I want to do a tutorial on like how a fixed holographic gun sight works, and one on manual bombing. I tend to have decent success with manual bombing. Like it just don't overthink it. You just kind of do it how I did a few minutes ago, and it's got pretty good accuracy. So I'd like to do those. If you have any interest, if that sounds cool to you, let me know. Comments, concerns, feedback. Tell me I suck. Whatever. That's cool. Catch you later, guys. And thanks for watching.